If you've ever tripped, wobbled, or just felt a little less steady on your feet, you're not alone. And the good news is you can change that. If you've had knee pain, ankle injuries, or spine problems, you may have noticed that your balance just isn't quite what it used to be. That's because pain, joint instability, core instability, and even protective muscle guarding can affect the way that your brain and your body coordinate movements. Today, I'm going to show you 3 simple exercises you can do at home to train your balance, plus 3 powerful lifestyle and nutrition hacks that feed your muscles, your bones, and your nerves to keep you strong and steady. No fancy equipment, no gym memberships, just practical, easy steps that you can use these tools to help you stay on your feet and keep moving with confidence. I'm Dr. Tammy Penhollow, a joint and spine specialist. I work with active adults who have joint pain, spine issues, and I keep them with reduced pain, improved mobility, keep them out of the operating room using evidence-based regenerative therapies. We're going to use balance today as something that we want to look at proactively. Oftentimes, balance is missed. It's something that's thought of well after the fact, after you've fallen, and then you want to start looking at it. Let's do it today early so that we can address that. So let's start with those 3 exercises. So I'm going to step back here. The first one you can do, and I'm going to show you beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The first thing you can do is just standing on one leg. So you can bring it all the way up here. That might change it. You can hold your arms out to the side if that helps, but just stand on one leg. And you want to focus on something. Here, I've got the focus on the camera. So I'm picking that focal point, and I'm using the inner ear. I'm using my eyes, and I'm using my core to hold myself up. So you want to be able to do this for a good, say, 30 seconds. So that's the beginner. Here's the intermediate. So I'm going to switch legs just so we know. I'm going to now close my eyes and see if that changes things at all. And it does. I'm actually starting to feel some things in my ankles, so I need a little bit more proprioception. So try to hold that. So that's beginner and intermediate. Here's advanced. So switching back to this other leg. I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn my head to one side, then back to the center, turn my head to the other side, back to the center. Keep doing this for about 20 to 30 seconds. I want to put my arms down. I can do that too. But see, that changes again the inner ear and the visual portion because I'm not able to just focus on one thing. So that's exercise number 1. Find your ease, and you can advance, right? You could be doing this while you're standing in line at the grocery store. So it's just kind of hanging out like a flamingo or a stork, just on one leg. That's number 1. Number 2 would be that traditional heel to toe walk. So you can just put the back of the heel to the front of the toe, back of the heel to the front of the toe, back of the heel to the front of the toe. You can then do the same thing moving backwards. Okay, so that's a balance issue. You can watch without watching where you're, you can do this without watching where you're walking. So there's another. You could do this similarly while you are looking to the side and to the side. And that changes things, doesn't it? Yeah, already we can potentially see that I'm getting a little wobbly. So try that again while I'm turning to the side as I'm walking backwards. The backwards part is also a little bit more advanced. I don't recommend that you do this with your eyes closed. So let's just do a beginning and kind of a semi-advance with you turning your head to the side. The third one is going to work on the core. And it is going from a seated to a rise without using your hands to bring yourself up. And you can now start working on a couple of different things. So we're working on the core. We're also working on explosive movement. We've done this before. So it's a quick stand up and a nice, slow, eccentric down without looking at where I'm sitting. So you're going to work on this. You're going to build your strength in your quads. My hamstrings are also responsible for the spring up. The quads are responsible for the nice, slow, eccentric down. So that's 3 moves. Let's throw in a bonus here for those of you who are overachievers. So that bonus move would be you're going to stay on one leg and you're kind of going to take your leg out to perfectly out, then back, a 45-degree angle, then back, a 90-degree angle, then back, out at 45, back at 90, and come back in. You can switch it up. So out and back, a 45 and back, a 90 and back, 45 backwards, the chair's on the way, and a full back here. So find what works for you, advance these as you can, and work on that balance so you're nice and steady. So we talked about 3 exercises, actually I gave you 4. Now let's talk about the top 3 lifestyle factors beyond sleep, because we've got to admit, sleep is so important. And if you get good, restful, restorative sleep, then you're going to have better firing of the nerves. You're going to have better coordination between your nerves and your muscles, and you're going to just do better in general. But let's say we're already covered sleep. We've got that good. So let's talk about electrolytes for muscle and nerve function. We need to have the right signaling from our nerves to our muscles so that they will do the job and keep us on balance. Typically, when we're talking the electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. How do you get potassium? The standby bananas. We also have sweet potatoes, and we can look at spinach and beets. How do we good magnesium? Magnesium comes from avocados, beans, the leafy greens, calcium, dairy sources. So think yogurt, think cheese, and if you are not doing dairy, then you could do a fortified non-dairy milk, such as oat milk or almond milk. Make sure that it is fortified, that has the calcium in it. The second dietary lifestyle hack is omega-3s. We're looking at antioxidants, and we're also looking at anti-inflammatory. So when you're on a Mediterranean diet, you're already kind of focused on this. So inflammation will slow the nerve conduction, and that then decreases your muscle response. So you're calling on yourself to do that rapid rise. You're not able to because there's a lot of inflammation. So how do you get omega-3s? Those are in salmon, sardines. Those are my favorite ones anyway. You can get it in other things, but those are my favorites. Antioxidants, the berries, the cherries, the leafy greens. Let's talk about some healthy fats: olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Number 3 on the dietary and nutrition hacks are that you want to have bone and nerve health. So when we have good vitamins and minerals, we have strong bones. When we have strong bones, then they've got strong muscles that are supported on top of them, and the nerves then saying to the muscles, fire is going to work. That whole system needs to work together. So we need vitamin D. Best way to get vitamin D is sunlight. We can also find it in the fortified non-dairy milks. We can find it in dairy. You can also find it in some fish. Calcium, again, we talked about calcium before. So some of the dairies, the yogurts, the leafy greens, the non-dairy fortified milks. Magnesium, in addition to the avocados and beans, think legumes, think good leafies. So kales and spinaches and those. And then the B vitamins. Eggs are a great source of B vitamins, whole grains, and legumes. So a lot of these things cross over. You can get a lot of things in the leafy greens. You can get a lot of things in the dairy. So when we combine these 3 exercises that you can do at home with the dietary modifications, you build your balance. You're less likely to fall, therefore less likely to break a hip or to break a shoulder or to have any issues. And it all starts with our balance. If we can easily catch ourselves before we hit the ground, we're less likely to have a trauma. If you like what you've heard, please hit subscribe, the little bell, hit you like. And if you've got any questions about this specifically, please mark below your questions and I will answer them in this channel. Thank you, and to your best health.
If you have knee pain and would like to learn more, I have a worksheet called 5 Things to Do Now to Reduce Your Knee Pain Within a Week. Go to www.kneeboostnow.com to download it for free. I'd love to hear from you, so please like, subscribe, and comment below so I can help you get out of your knee pain.